Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the stream. It is I, Sword Striker 381, back with more Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Last stream, we did get a good start on Chapter 4. We took on Victoria and Vector, and then Brave, and started the subquest for the I'm gonna assume the vampire asterisk, but there's a caveat. We need to take care of 6 keystones, all of which has a dragon with an element, and unfortunately the only way we're able to take care of them is either raise up everything that we have to a certain level and build a team from that, or use a strategy that kind of cheeses it so long as we're able to go first. And I ended up going with the strategy that kind of cheeses it so long as we're able to go first. Issue is, this also calls for us to be at least a few more levels higher than where we are right now. Let's start the game. And currently we are at 53. The strategy calls for a minimum level 55. But real talk, level 60 and higher. Because of speed. So what is the strategy involved? And yes, I apologize for whatever reason the multi-chat, the chat not being on screen is I don't know what's going on. I thought I fixed the issue, but it's not fixed. I may have to re-put that. Yeah, this looks like something I might have to redo entirely. It's a shame. I don't think it matters if it's day or night. Now, I did off camera take care of one of the stones. I think it was the dark one that I took care of. The first pillar you saw on the map. Back from the beginning of the game. So here's the strategy. The strategy is basically using the Utsumi command and also having an attack at the same time. But then he does that shit, which pisses me off. Weak to fire. Okay. Stop it. Yeah, it's just gonna take a while. Let me check something. And I hate when he keeps doing that. See, I'm guessing there's a speed tie sometimes. Because otherwise, why does it keep alternating? Alright. Alright. So. Fuck. It just had to be the two fucking healers. Fuck me. Why does speed... It has to be speed type because I outspeed him most of the time, but whenever he uses that fucking breath attack, he attacks first. Why? Makes no fucking sense. It literally makes no fucking sense. It's getting a little down, but it is taking a while. So yes, this is going to take a while. And again, it's not perfect because of my level and because of my speed. That's probably why they say level 60s is the most level 60 is the lowest recommended level for this strategy, because you'll have the speed by then. Otherwise, I'd have to compensate with items or equipment that raise my speed, so that way I'm going first. Problem is, there's not too many items there's not too many equipment that raises speed. There is, however, a weapon equipment that would give us that extra boost in speed, which would be enough to compensate for the level deficiency. Problem is, it costs a pretty penny to get. So yeah, it's just rinse, repeat. Until the dragon's down. See, every now and then it does that. And dragon down. But man, that took a while. We better get a level up. Shit.
We won.
Barely.
You have defeated my guardian. Very well. I shall grant you the Wind Keystone.
Now, if you're wondering, there is no order to this. You could take them on in any order you wish.
All right, 4 more to go.
The key part is taking on all 6. But we're gonna need to recharge after that. Especially since we're not getting any money from these. Wow. Recharge everything. I'll reset. So yeah, for this, so basically for this particular setup, spanking on everyone on everyone having either ninja equipped or subbed. Equipped preferred because I think it gives more speed. And having red mage up to 4 or 5, I believe. No, to 4. To minimum 4 red mage for turntables. And then ninja being the main. Or sub, I guess, depending on what you're trying to go for. But ninja for the at least being being at level 5. The abilities that you want to equip for this strategy, and I will say this right now, I take no credit in this. I looked this up. This is from other sources. Unfortunately, the sources are unsure of where the original source came from because they couldn't find the original author for this strategy. But it's out there in various guides from this game and from its predecessor on the 3DS, which it still works. I did double check it. But again, I take no credit. If I can ever figure out who the original author is to this strategy, I will definitely quote them in the descriptions or in a future video. But yes, what you want is you want to equip for the support ability Transcendence, which comes from Ninja, and Comeback Kid, which also comes from Ninja. But again, for Comeback Kid, you need to get to 5. And then you need red mages from level 4 to turn tables. The last one can be anything. Although I guess if you had to, I'd probably put from White Mage, Angelic Ward. On the off chance that you happen to be on a turn where on the off chance you're on a turn where your evasion move is not up and the dragon does decide to attack you or attack the entire team, then this would soften the blow. So I'll probably put it back on Inez, because our evasion does not matter. What matters is being able to put up the Utetsumi or whatever that move is first. Hence why I'm saying speed should matter first. Everyone else does not have it yet, so I'll just keep the evasion up. Now it's time to go on our journey again. Around here somewhere. Here comes another dragon. We got 4 more to go.
Here it comes!
This looks like a water dragon. Yeah, it's definitely a water dragon. And now we go on to Dragon Tamer. Maybe that level up did us some good? Who knows? Yeah, and starting involves us using Utsusumi. Involves us braving once, using Utsusumi, and an attack. Because obviously, just using Utsusumi, this battle would be a lot longer. So, you want to get at least an attack off, especially if you do. Especially when you do get the evasion for comeback kit to activate to get the boost, the attack boost. And then turntables whenever it does attack. Then you gain a BP back. You gain a BP back to basically compensate for the BP you lost to do the extra attack. But unfortunately, it does look like because of my level, every once in a while there seems to be a speed tie And he ends up attacking first before everyone gets their Ututsumi off. Their Ututsumi and attack off. Not sure why though. Oh, and Dark Talk, hey, welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're enjoying the stream, even though it's kind of gonna be rinse repeat for a little while until I take down the other 4 dragons. But basically, this is the strategy to take on all 6 dragons if you want to kind of cheese it. But again, suggested level is 60 to be doing this strategy. I'm at 54, 55 now. He goes first. Hence speed ties. He speed ties sometimes. Heal her up. And now back to Dragon Tamer tactics. Dragon Tamer. I could 4 times it, but why would I want to do that? It'll be too fast. So while this is going on, I guess I can try to do a bit of conversation while I'm waiting for this water dragon to go down. Obviously, if you're higher level or if you have a better strategy, you probably take advantage of their elemental weakness and probably equipping the proper elemental ring to absorb their damage. Because definitely the Templar Asterisk the Templar's ability would be very helpful here if you wanted to take on the dragon legitimately. Along with the spirit, I believe it's the Spirit Master's. It's a Spirit Master ability. I forgot the name of it, but you'd learn it pretty late in its link, but it'd be worth it because it would basically negate any elemental weakness. I think it's called Spirit Ward. Let's see. And again, I apologize to chat for whatever reason still does not want to work on screen. I don't know what happened, but it happened that day. I ended up having the OBS crash for some reason. But let's see, Dark Talk saying, I am currently listening to Bad Apple on my phone and watching you on my tablet while I'm also doing testing on Rain at the same time in SAO Holoralization, and I've been listening to the Bad Apple. You kind of said that twice, but okay. Song for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I can't stop listening to it. When it's something you like, it's something you like. Not gonna fault you for listening to something you like so much that you have it on repeat. And there we go. New is gonna happen again eventually. Let's see, wow, we're close. And dead. There we go. Man, that took a while though. Perma crystal.
We won.
You have
Barely.
defeated my guardian. Very well. I shall grant you the water keystone.
That'd be funny if they had a little dialogue for. So you
Alright,
defeated my dragon
more
by
to go."
cheesing the system. You bastard. 3 more. Oh boy. Grand ship? Pick us up. Okay. It's 3 more to go. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun. Finding them is gonna be key though. This looks important, but I don't think we need to be here right now. Hell yeah. Oh, it circles around? Wow. That is weird. I think there was like 2 in one area. Well, there's one of them. Gonna head to town. Why? Because I need to rest. Need to replenish what I lost. Oh, excuse me. 60 pay, that's fine. Alright. Get out of here. Grand ship, pick us up. I don't want to walk. I want to fly. I don't remember if that had any significance. Here's the fourth one. And guess what? We're gonna use the same strategy over. This looks like a fire dragon. Weak to water, yeah, it's a fire dragon, alright. And now, time to go to Dragon Tamer. Of course it'd do that. Why would it not do that? Fucking man, sometimes these dragons. Of course. And the trend keeps continuing. Apparently there's a speed type somewhere. Yeah, somehow the dragon seems to be beating me on speed every once in a while. Guess I could put a barrier up. Barrier would last for about 10 turns, so Yeah, just realizing, well, it just told me batteries on the controller I'm using right now is low. Fortunately, I do have a second controller ready to go. I just can't switch them while in play at the moment. Again, has to be a speed tie or something because that should not be happening so much. Halfway there, but oh man, they're gonna take a while. So yeah, it's just a little long fight because it does take a while to whittle down. At least with the equipment I currently have. I do think there are other equipment that can make this a bit quicker, obviously. But obviously with better equipment, this probably will be going even faster. And obviously if I had the levels, you're going even quicker because then there's no way I would ever lose a speed tie. Because I'll definitely be quicker by that point if I was at least 5 levels more. And apparently this strategy also works on the Rosa. I'm not sure how much of that is true, but we will take a look at that. Just rinse and repeat. Until the dragon goes down. And of course, Adia did not get her stuff off. Oh, very close. And dragging down. Fire dragging down, I should say. A good way for gaining some job points and EXP.
We won.
Barely.
You have defeated my guardian. Very well. I shall grant you the Fire Keystone.
Yay. 2 more, right?
All right, 2 more to go.
Okay. But first, we're gonna need to take a quick pause here because I need to switch controllers. I'm not sure if this is gonna go well, but ouch! Fuck! Why do I keep hitting my knee on that damn table? Let me see if this works. Alright, there we go. It worked better than I thought. Alright. So able to switch controllers. So now we're good to go for a while more. A lot while more. Alright, so 2 more. Yay! First, pick us up, Grand Ship. I think there's 2 over here. One here, I know that much for sure. That's the one I had trouble with. What's that other one? Pretty sure that one I did already. Yeah, I did this one already. is that final one? They're not hard to miss. Oh, there's one. And that's the one I missed. Yeah, I was to say, I'm missing something. Oink, oink, oink. Oink, oink, oink. Oink, oink, oink. So yeah, we gotta go on a bit of a walk for this one. My guess is it's a wind dragon.
Here it comes!
No, lightning dragon. Pretty sure it is. Examine. No, it's a light dragon. What? So I took down the electric dragon. And now... Flash will rain until 10:45 in my area. Oh, wow. That's not a good thing. I do have to go do something, so it will be a few minutes, but I will be paying attention. Because the controller I'm using will disconnect easily if I don't keep it engaged every like minute or two. So I'll be right back, but we're gonna let this play on because it is gonna take a while, unless of course he gets to jump on one or two of my fighters. Then gonna have to do something about that real quick, but I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back, and holy shit, did that actually get autoed all the way through? Not really. I had to interject a couple times.
We won.
You have defeated my guardian. Very well. I shall grant you the light keystone.
All right. One more to go.
Bye 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 bye. Let's go for the free heal. Cause healing is very important for our travels. I do wonder if there's anything here. Well, one more keystone to go. And we already know what it is. Grand chip? Thank you. Let's go, yeah, boy. Do 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 do. Want it to be light out. Save the game, cause saving is important. Very important. And now to take on the dragon that I kinda neglected. I think this is the Earth Dragon. Examine. Weak to win. Yeah, this is the Earth Dragon. And now auto-tune this bitch. Or at least try to auto-tune it. Oh, let's take a chance to get some water. Gotta stay hydrated, right? gotta make sure I keep the controller engaged because this controller I'm using will shut off if I don't keep it engaged. I think I got like maybe a minute and a half to keep it engaged. But it does, this strategy does work. It's completely dependent on you outspeeding the dragon most times. But luckily I did have some, at least 2 characters sub as healers. And I do have items in case the healers go down for whatever reason. Oh, you know what I should have named it? Dragon Jutsu. That's what I should have named it. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, that'd be so good. Dragon Jutsu. Okay, come on. Really? Fucking hell. Where's the Choka bitch jutsu when I need it? Oh no, sorry. Drana bitch jutsu. Motherfucker. Really? And somehow both healers survived that. How the fuck? What is it with the speed ties and shit? Because those are getting annoying now. Yeah, because I just grabbed that. Drownabitch Jutsu! I wish. Oh crap. Really? You mother... Rise up! Fuck you. Is you fucking kidding me? Well, now we gotta drown a bitch now. Stop attacking everyone! Did I hit examine? I meant heat. I meant treat. Wow. I am dumb sometimes. Treat. Treat. And finally dragon down. Damn Earth Dragon. Level up. Level up. Level up. And no level up for Rainbow. Dang. That's cold.
We won.
Just barely.
You have defeated my guardian. Very well. I shall grant you the Earth Keystone.
That should be all 6.
All right. We have them all now. Let's return to Vampire Castle with haste.
Dragon Slayer. Yes, I am the Dragon Slayer. I pride myself on that. Black and white. Dragon Slayer. Yeah, we're getting really close. Grand ship, pick us up one more time. Yeah. There's really nowhere for us to land here. Well, we gotta go into town anyway. Let's go into town. Oh. Found the person there. Found a person here. Any more? Any more? Any more? Any more? No? No? Okay. Very well. Staying the night. Because that was balls. We have some turbo ethers. I think we're good on that. Assassin's Dagger. Guess I could technically use this. I guess I could. Ooh, that hit my wallet. Keep the ripple for now. That was costly. Way more costly than I thought it would be. Because it's good against humans, I'm gonna let his hold on to the Ripper a little longer. Hold on, I'll be right back. Don't worry. Be back in like 30 seconds. I had to be taken out of wrestling. I mean, boxing. Alright. Alright.
Lo único pesada que eres tú, porque pesa como 500 libras.
Oh yeah.
Bueno.
I had to grab something to eat. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, that was costly on so many levels, so let's hope I don't regret that. Because I could get better equipment from the Rende. Problem is, it's expensive as beep. And Anya's evasion has went down to nay. Wait, why did her evasion go down to nay? What's her equipment?
Ella trabaja cuando le da la gana. No. Es parte, sino que ella también trabaja en la casa.
That's why. Her evasion went to Shitsville on that one. No reason to have the Death gloves on anymore. If I'm going for this, I gotta be careful with my defense. Yay! 2 more villagers! I'm gonna save here just to be safe. I'd rather have a save ready. Let's go in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Did you hear that sound?
6 keystones.
I believe the gate is finally unlocked.
Yes, it is.
That was anticlimactic. He could have at least included a flash, a bang, or a puff of smoke.
Really ring a bell?
Let's head in before Ringabel has a chance to flap his gums again.
I would have to agree. We do need to be careful here because I believe, unless it was changed here.
It's freezing in here. Even colder than it is outside.
Really? That's interesting.
Look at all those paintings.
Did we just stumble into an art gallery?
They all have a sort of forlorn look to them.
I do need to be careful here because unless it was changed here in the remaster, this area disables the encounter rate adjustment. Meaning most likely I will run into encounters here, whether I like it or not. And while we're here, Divine Road. Dungeon Master. Make sure ability wise, everything right. Yep. I might be wrong because I know in the original that was the case. Ah, lock chest already. Dragon Fang. Let me take a double look over here. Knew it. Bloodblade. With drain ability. Oh, interesting. Very interesting, I will say. Running!
My, what a large portrait. Is that Lord DeRosso?
His wife was sure an attractive one. Oh, and it says something under the painting. Lester, eldest son of the House of DeRosso, future clergyman of the Crystal Adventists and cardinal of the Crystal Orthodoxy. Born in the land of Eternia on a cold winter's day. So, that's his mother, not his beautiful young wife. And that little baby is Lord DeRosso.
Clergyman? Of the Crystal Adventists?
Is something the matter, Agnes?
The Crystal Adventists were the predecessors of the Crystal Orthodoxy. It is now known as the Old Faith. But it hasn't been practiced in over 2,400 years. How could he have been a member of the Adventist clergy? According to this portrait, Lord DeRosso is incredibly old, even ancient.
Yes, indeed. For I was born of these frozen lands in a time some 2,400 years from this day.
Wow.
And this portrait?
I was but an infant, as you can see. This is a reproduction, however. The original was lost long ago to fire.
And what of the part that reads, Clergyman of the Crystal Adventists and Cardinal of the Crystal Orthodoxy?
Yes. As Wind Vestal, you would be expected to take interest in such matters. But ere I delve into the matter of the Old Faith and the Orthodoxy, allow me to tell of the founding of this land. As you may well know, this land had long been ruled by the Crystal Orthodoxy. However, 15 years passed, the Templar rose up and occupied their lands. Thus was the Duchy of Eternia born. Or so I expect you have been taught.
Yes. My father attacked the Orthodoxy's head temple and seized the Earth Crystal.
Indeed, it was the Templars' military might that was the Orthodoxy's ruin. In the eyes of a Vestal, he was a traitor and usurper. However, the Templar did not found a new state. In truth, he restored an ancient dynasty.
He did?
Long before the Crystal Orthodoxy ruled this land, it was known as the Kingdom of Eternia. In a time 2,400 years past, Eternia was a bountiful land blessed with 4 distinct seasons. The highlands were not as lofty as they are today. People and ideas flowed freely from other lands. The kings of Eternia were protectors of the Earth Crystal and the Crystal Adventists, ruling in peace for generations. To the west lay the castle of the House of DeRosso, hereditary dukes of Eternia with royal blood in their veins. Relations with the royal family were good, and ever did the kings of Eternia treat the dukes of our house with kindness. In return, the House of DeRosso did faithfully serve generations of Eternian kings.
Oh.
A family portrait by Lord DeRosso. Little did he know of the approaching maelstrom. Such tragedy that we could not possibly fathom.
Safety ring. Pretty sure I had a safety ring before. Yeah, nullifies the deaths. The death stare. There is one more, but it's locked, so we're gonna have to move on. Notice how it says level 60 recommended. Yeah, we are not there yet. Hermes shoes? Not sandals, but shoes. Well, these would actually be very helpful. Who's the slowest? It's a tie. I do lose some strength. But I think I can deal with that. Give her the Hermes shoes. In exchange, she is now the fastest. And now if I can only get like 3 more, then we good. Oh, maybe it was changed in this one. I remember in the original on the 3DS, probably because you couldn't mess with the encounter rate as much. The encounters here, but yeah, on the 3DS version of the game, on the original, this area could not be affected by the counter booster or disabler, so you were forced to encounter everything in this area. I guess it was changed when they ported it, because I was told that it was still in effect, but right now I'm going through it and that's not the case. So unless it's at a certain point, then that would make some sense. Alright, and I was eating something there, so do forgive me if I'm kind of a little all over the place at the moment. But definitely was enjoying that sandwich. Oh yeah. Inspect.
What magnificent vestments. This must be none other than Lord De Rosso.
Is a portrait of my ordainment as Cardinal of the Orthodoxy. I was as yet... No. Let us move on to other matters.
I guess that's as much as he's gonna say about that.
House of De Rosso, hereditary Dukes of Eternia. Blessed was my youth. My parents showered affection upon me, and I was beloved by the people. And the king bestowed favor upon me as well. Upon royal recommendation, I was made a cleric of the Crystal Adventists, the Old Faith, in my 19th year. I devoted my body and soul to my clerical duties, for king, for kingdom, for faith. Sleep became an oft-missed luxury. But before long, a new tide began sweeping through the Crystal Adventists. There were those who wanted the clergy to control the 4 crystals of Luxendarc, rather than local monarchies and temples. That belief formed the core of the Crystal Orthodoxy. The Eternian royal family, keepers of the Earth Crystal, immediately assented to this new way. I soon found myself appointed to the position of Cardinal in the Orthodoxy. Me, a mere cleric. Cardinal De Rosso. Those were my days of glory. Even now, the mere sound of the then new title is dear to me. The old faith was remade entirely into the Crystal Orthodoxy, and the decision was made to elect a Grand Patriarch to rule. Thereupon, cardinals throughout the world gathered for a conclave to elect the first Grand Patriarch. Amid the conclave's maelstrom, I was approached by a cardinal who wished for me to vote for his choice. I suppose it was my youth and sincerity that made me reject the notion out of hand. But that was my downfall, for I was forced from the position of cardinal by the fraudulently elected Grand Patriarch. I had been but fervent in my beliefs and ideals. What I did only for the Orthodoxy, and for the people of this world.
The old faith and the Orthodoxy. The Kingdom of Eternia and the Duchy. That was all a bit hard to follow.
I agree. There are no major differences in teachings between the Old Faith and Orthodoxy. They both revere the four crystals. I have heard that the Adventists gave way to the new and truer ideas of the Orthodoxy and faded away.
No wonder the old faith was abandoned.
Yet there is more to the story, for history is not more than accounts recorded by the victorious.
That is true.
To solidify their power, the victors showered contempt upon the vanquished. So it was those who held the reins of power within the Orthodoxy relentlessly pressed for the Adventists' eradication. No one recalls the words of the vanquished if the victorious write them out of history. 'Tis as if they had never existed.
I'd been taught that the battle between the two faiths had been fierce, and in its wake, devastation persisting to this day covered all the lands.
That is an uncharacteristically accurate account for the Orthodoxy, save for their false reckoning of time. It was after the Orthodoxy had begun ruling the world that the endless conflict with the Adventists began. I should know, for I was there to bear witness firsthand.
Lord DeRosso, how could you possibly be that old?
Party chat. Lord DeRosso's epic oratory? Oratory? Ring a bell. You were sewing logs almost the entire time Lord DeRosso was speaking. Sewing logs? She means you were sleeping. Ah, so it was that obvious. Obvious? You were snoring like a bear! I was? You'll have to forgive me, even I know that's really rude. That it is, even if this was an incredibly long bit of oratory. That's right, Ring a Bell, you are really rude. I mean, your snoring even woke me up. What? You mean you were sleeping too, Adia? Bruh.
Lord DeRosso's ordainment portrait.
From the old faith to the Orthodoxy, Lord DeRosso's fate was sealed upon his ordainment.
Alright. Only one chest? Soul of what? Okay, this equipment I don't think I've ever seen. Raises intelligence. It's interesting. That have to be for something else. Whoo-wee. Long passageway.
This one shows a castle in flames.
A large army surrounds it. It looks as if it could fall at any moment.
Is this not this very castle? See, this is the western corridor right here.
There's another castle burning in the distance. It's near where Eternian's central command is today.
So then, that's the Orthodoxy's head temple in flames?
Nay, the distant castle in flames belonged to the King of Eternia, and the castle in the fore. 'Tis the abode of my family, the House of De Rosso.
But why? Why would such a terrible thing?
The kingdom of Eternia was suddenly beset by a great host from another land. We would later come to know that it was a four-state coalition sent by order of the Crystal Orthodoxy. They had been told the King of Eternia sought a return to Adventism and was arming for war against the Orthodoxy. The Grand Patriarchy used this fiction to order a great muster of forces from across the lands. Alas, I failed to heed the many warning signs. I rejected the scheming Cardinal's choice for Grand Patriarch. But he succeeded in luring votes from other factions, and his became the ruling faction of the Grand Patriarchy. It was they who wished to establish Crystal Orthodoxy as the uncontested world religion. Under their orders, the castle of the Eternian King was besieged. It fell in mere weeks. Before long, the great host was at the gates of our castle, and my father lay brutally murdered. The water supply was poisoned, and the Orthodoxy's forces drew an ironclad ring around the castle. By then, the castle sheltered not but the elderly, the young, the wounded. There was no hope of resistance. I was forced to sue for peace, even offering my own mother
The one he
as
left in his
hostage
car.
for their demands. Yet that failed to break the siege. The commoners who had placed their faith in my family and me slowly starved to death. It was then that a letter arrived from a man. That man was the Cardinal, who had sought to influence my vote. The Fiend was now the officer in charge of the attack. He wrote that he would not accept my surrender. Such was the hatred he bore for me. Such hatred that he was willing to let countless innocents die. My mother had been murdered.
Oh, excuse me.
Our castle was consumed in flames. That is the painting you see here.
How could the Orthodoxy do such a thing? Lord De Roso's castle siege painting.
Such a
What the? Dude!
Julio, ¿qué pasa? Estoy oyendo algo, man.
Entonces salió ahí.
He stepped on me.
Te paraste en el mucho ese.
Yes, you did. Completely.
Yo estoy mirando para abajo.
Fucking hell.
Oh, shit. Yeah, joder, más que carajo, man. No, ¿quién es la que jode?
Fucking asshole.
No es la más que jode, no me venga a joderme la vida a mí. Ay, 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 coño, que tengo que ver esa mierda y no puedo. Necesito un flyer, pero finito.
Fuck.
María, ese rosario yo lo tengo.
God, I am very sorry for this. Apparently someone decides to step on my fucking wires, so now I have to restart the stream in order to get the video again. So I apologize, I'm gonna have to end the stream here and restart it.